let's talk about declaring and initializing our variables. Now, you must declare your variables. That is the standard. If you're dealing with something like coming from a JavaScript world where you don't have to necessarily declare your variables, well, this is a real programming environment where you have to declare everything. You can't just do something like this. It doesn't happen. And when you declare something, you're actually giving it that type. So this is an integer. We can't just assign it to a string representation of that without doing any type of casting or converting. That won't happen that way. We'll look at that later. But this is an integer if we wanted to. We have to specify the type that we want. Very easy to specify the type. Just type it in. It's a keyword. And you can see if you wanted a uint, you would do it this way. Check out the literals video for more information on working with literals. Because if you work with chars, for example, you can specify just one single char. Notice that we're using single quotes. And notice that it doesn't like that because we need to do that. Give it a variable. Type, variable, we're assigning it, and then we're assigning it this value. And if we wanted to do something like give it a tab, we can do that, or hexadecimal, for example, things like that. So check out the literal video for more information on that. So this is how we would specify char, single quotes. If we want to specify string, notice that we're working with a string here. We're giving it that little lowercase s. I like to use the first letter of my types or first two letters of my types or a small portion of the types, like for structures, str or struct. Parts of those classes would be lowercase c, or actually capital C for class and lowercase c for char. And notice that when we assign strings, we use the double quotes. And definitely check out the literals to see more with dealing with strings and more videos on strings in general. Then after you declare it and assign it, because we're assigning it equals hello, then you can use it as you need to. Mistake, then you can use it as you need to. So feel free to pick whatever you want within those types that we know about, give them values, and it's very easy to work like that. Just make sure you know that you do have to declare, and you do, after you declare something, then you can initialize it. If you do declare something and you don't necessarily use it after you declare it and assign it, or just declare it, you're going to get a compiler warning that says, hey, you didn't use this. You declared it, it's in there, but you didn't actually use it. That's just a warning because you don't have to actually use something, but it's good to clean up your code afterwards. And you can see I have a lot of those in the examples that I'm using. This was assigned, but it was never used. And this warning just gets duplicated for each variable that is there. So that's how that would work. And we just need to try to use this here without actually declaring it. And we got a compiler error, so we have to declare it. It's UI, so we know when we're programming it that it's going to be a uint. We'll try this. Build. And notice that that warning went away, but use of an unassigned local variable UI max. Well, we did declare it, but we didn't assign a value to it. So we can do this afterwards. And then we can build again. And there it goes. It's gone. Except for the other ones that we have there, the assignments without using them. So we could do this on a separate line, or we could do it on the same line. And then you can do it as you want to after that. Really, it is up to you. We'll look more into details as we continue.